Good morning, doctor.
Good morning. Morning.
It's a delight to have you here once again.
Um, can you see me?
No, I can't see you from this end. I think you have to unmute your video.
It's all right, is it? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here, doctor.
Uh, okay. Just a minute. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here, doctor.
Uh, just a minute, please.
All right.
So it's not much showing my own side. Is it from you or hello?
You
I said
can
it's
see
not
me
showing
from
my
your
own
end.
side. Is it from you?
No, I think it's from your end. I believe you can see me and can hear me.
Just a minute.
Okay, sir. Hey, doctor, are you there? Hello, doctor. Hello, doctor.
Um, how
I
are you
can see
doing?
you're here, but we're just having a challenge with the. Okay, I can see you now. I think it's better now.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Yeah, it's always a delight to have you here, doctor.
Yes, same as me.
Yeah,
Because
long time.
though we're
Yeah,
meeting on a very sober note today.
actually.
Yes, yes.
So let's get started. On Sunday, Nigerians woke up to, the devastating news of the passing of former President Muhammadu Buhari. And then that came with a lot of mixed reactions from Nigerians, with others saying the legacies are not so well for them to mourn. As bad as that sounds, some actually have that particular mindset of saying um, the dead is not actually worthy of being mourned. And we have tons of others who are from the other side, thinking that Nigerians have actually lost a hero that can not be replaced. So we want you to, walk us through late President Muhammadu Buhari legacies and, some of the spotlights that he must have left behind.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pius. Good morning.
That's not true.
And
Yeah,
good morning, our viewers all around the world.
yeah.
My name is Dr. Abubakar Al-Ali, and I'm happy to be here again this morning. Alhamdulillah. Kullu nafsin za'iqatul maut. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that every soul will test death. And our former president, our leader, late General President Muhammadu Buhari has passed on last Sunday, and he has been buried accordingly yesterday. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to comfort his family, to accept him in Al-Jannat Firdaus, to forgive his shortcomings, and to reward him for all the work that he has done for humanity and for his family and for all of us, for his dedicated service to our motherland, for inspiring so many people, for all that he has done, for all his ibadah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him with Al Jannah Firdaus and give his family the fortitude to bear the loss.
Amen.
I'm actually someone who has met him. I haven't worked with him very closely, but I am a firm believer, just like so many other Nigerians and so many other people all around the world. I'm a firm believer of late General Buhari's ideals in terms of his character. Someone that you could call a Buharist. I am ideologically glued to President Buhari because of his traits, of his character, of his integrity. This is one thing that needs no emphasis. Everybody says this, everybody knows this about him. He's a man of impeccable integrity, someone who believes in the truth, he believes in orderliness, he believes in, of course, he believes in the rule of law, he believes in doing the right thing. He's someone who will never betray you. He's someone who believes you should always speak the truth. You should always do the right thing. And of course, he's someone who is incorruptible, as against the common trend in our leaders, which is corruption. A lot of people go into public office to amass wealth. He is not interested in amassing wealth. And I don't know if you have read my two tributes to him. In one of them, I actually gave an example. I said, if you give General Buhari 1 billion naira to keep for you, and you mark them, okay, for easy identification, and you come back after 10 years, you will meet the same 1 billion naira untouched. Untouched. He wants everyone to do the right thing, and that is why a lot of people, including myself, think let President Buhari actually finds himself in a society that is not fitting to him, in our kind of society, unfortunately, where people actually more tend to do more of negativities than.
Look,
And that is why
look.
he introduced the war against indiscipline during his leadership, as military head of state.
Let's briefly look at his 8 years as a civilian president. The fight against corruption and the Mr. Integrity in quote. For a lot of persons, if they want to go back and then look at his legacies, it's a mixed bag of what some people call an administration that was marked by a lot of corruption and all. While others will tell you that this is someone who is like they usually call him Mr. Integrity, and then you can't take that away from him. But then again, what do you think Nigerians are going to miss the most from this man, President Muhammadu Buhari?
Well, I tell you, Nigerians are going to miss his, impeccable integrity. This is huge. This is something that inspires, everybody. He has done so much, for this country in his capacity as a leader. This integrity that we attach to him, you see, by the way, is something in the sense that, you see, one of the most important thing that I look at and see uh, today after his demise is the fact that people attach that uprightness, that's truthfulness to him. Okay, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we know all the adversaries he faced in Mecca, particularly, the infidels were actually plotting. They plot all the time to kill the Holy Prophet. They don't like him. They simply don't like him. However, despite all this, despite the fact that he has fought so many wars against them, they fight him every day. Whenever two or more people are sitting and discussing, and they say, that boy, that man, Muhammad, the son of Abdullah. The other person will say, "Oh, you mean the Alamin, the trustworthy," despite the fact that they like him. So for people now to call let President Buhari my gaskiya, it is something that he has gone with. It is something, he is huge. So what will miss, what everybody will miss is inspiration. Now look at, take for an instance, the PDP is still in power today, for example. Okay, although, by the way, we all know it is still the same politicians. But take, for instance, in 2015, the PDP won the election, and they are still here today from 1999. Just think about it. What could have been the state of corruption in Nigeria? For this man to even come in, okay, as president, in 2015. It has done so much. For this man to have been a head of state in 1983 to 1985, it has done so much in terms of changing the mentality, okay, the sensibilities of Nigerians. That was what the war against indiscipline that I was referring to was all about.
But there are people who believe that that particular personality he had, or that particular image they had of him when he was military head of state, actually didn't replicated itself during his reign as the civilian president, because a lot of persons will tell you that the economy started deteriorating more when Buhari, came into power. And these same persons will tell you that he has not really salvaged Nigerians from what he promised. I mean, we knew how, he campaigned to become president. We saw the consistency, we saw the resilience, we saw that passion, to turn around the economy. But for a lot of persons, nothing really happened all through the 8 years. And that brings me to where I would like you to probably walk us through, some of the landmark achievement that he must have put in place during his reign as the
Yeah.
president.
Well, thank you very much. Actually, to be honest, I joined politics because of Buhari. This I can say. I believe this is a man who lived for Nigeria, not himself. His passion for the country, his commitment to Nigeria is impeccable. Yeah, among all his colleagues, among Nigerians today, tell me one public office holder. I know there are some of them, but not as popular as him. You see, tell me one public office holder who uh, held his head high, you know, regarding holding trust. This is what appeals the most to President Buhari. Hold trust. If somebody gives you trust, hold it. Hold it. That is why he is against abuse of public office. That is why he will never steal your money. Everybody knows this about. He's not interested of what doesn't belong to him. Look, President Buhari, the uh, the best thing you can do to him is to hold trust as a public office holder. Now, uh, as I said initially, I haven't actually worked with President Buhari, but I'm someone who believes in his ideas. I have met him twice. Actually, while studying as a PhD student, I created a Buhari support group in Scotland where I was studying. I created a Buhari support group. I was the chairman. I created a campaign movement of students and other Nigerians for President Buhari in Scotland. Before that, in 2011, I joined the CPC. For the first time, I took a card, a party card, a party membership card of this Congress for Progressive Change, and actually contested for Senate in my state, Sokoto, because of Buhari, because I believe in his character and his political philosophy. Now, in 2015, as I said, I was part of his campaign in diaspora, okay, in Scotland. I was the chairman of the Buhari support campaign, Buhari support group in Scotland, okay, and we did, you know, what we can in terms of, making positive contributions to his success, in the 2015 election. So I
Yeah,
have,
doctor,
excuse me, before
I was
that,
trying to get you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I actually met him twice. I met him in Kaduna. I also met him in London. And you see, I will tell you that to answer your question directly. To answer your question directly, I will tell you that okay, his reign as civilian president, could have been better. Okay, could have been better. I knew there was insecurity, but let's look at these three fundamentals that he promised Nigerians. Um, First, he said he was coming to fight insecurity. He was coming to fight corruption. And then he was also coming to fix the economy. Now, in terms of insecurity, when Buhari came, actually, about 14 local governments in Borno State were under the control of Boko Haram. Okay, and all that actually was, you know, was actually taken back by our gallant military, under Buhari. At some point, Boko Haram were not holding any local government. But also, I will tell you that, yes, it shouldn't have been better because General Buhari, under his reign, President Buhari, under his reign as civilian president, we had these bandits. Okay, I was a victim of kidnapping myself. Okay, so I know I know what it means. I had to pay my way to get freed. Okay, I was kidnapped in 2019. Now, but
Even though some people have the belief that when he was president, that was when we had the wave of banditry and other, insecurity cases, especially in
absolutely,
the northern part of the country. So how do you, reconcile his change mantra with maybe if there is any significant shift from when he became president? That's what I'm trying
yeah,
to,
yes, that is what I was trying to say. That his reign as civilian president could have been better. In terms of insecurity, there were gains and there were losses. He gained in terms of the pushback against Boko Haram. Boko Haram were not holding any local government at some point under Buhari. He came and met Boko Haram holding about 14, 15 local governments during the PDP administration. Now, he pushed Boko Haram back, but bandits came up, okay, and then bandits actually, as we are seeing today, have literally taken over some parts of Nigeria, especially in the north. You see, there are instances. Most of these things we're hearing, they are deeper. Okay, bandits are actually in some villages, in some towns and villages in the north, especially in the northwest. There are no courts. Okay,
But
there are no
but
police
can
stations.
can
So,
we can we also say that when it comes to farmers herders, clashes, can we also say there has been a significant shift, let's say from his administration and this administration,
well, no, I tell you,
when it comes to, yes.
I tell you no. I tell you the security situation in Nigeria today is porous. But I can also tell you that late President Buhari did his best, okay, in terms of security. And also, another thing is that Buhari never had the kind of people. Look, let me tell you something. When Buhari was head of state, he was, of course, healthy, he was energetic, he had full passion for Nigeria. He launched the war against indiscipline. Now, the same people that he sat down with, okay, to design, to plan on how to fix Nigeria, the same people let him down. The same people removed him from office. And the same politicians connived against him. But General Buhari knows the Nigerian politician. He knows them and he's very, very uncomfortable with them throughout his life. This I can tell you. And he's very, very uncomfortable because his ways are different from theirs. He was only in politics because people drafted him. It's not something that he enjoys, to be honest with you. So the fact is that those people who are channeled with that responsibility disappointed General Buhari in good faith. He introduced policies and people will abuse them. They will take advantage because once General Buhari gives you an appointment, he fixes you in an office, he believes you are in charge. He gives you all the trust. And a lot of people, for example, his cabinet, the ministers, his cabinet, that was the worst set of ministers in the history of Nigeria. Okay, but he gave them all that he needed.
But could it be that the failure is from the ministers or the fact that the then president was so laid back that he was unable to supervise them adequately? Because there are people who also believe that the man Buhari is someone that a lot of persons probably misconstrued or even, have a misrepresentation of who he is. Because for
No,
them, he's someone who would give you a particular, job and not really pay keen attention to it, believing that
well,
he has actually picked the right person to execute the job.
absolutely,
So,
I agree.
so is the failure from the person who is supposed to execute the job or the person overseeing
I
your
agree with you.
responsibility?
I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you. Okay, because as I said,
So should we put the blame on the cabinet members or the fact that he's unable to supervise them
let me
properly?
let me tell you something. I agree with you. I agree with you fully. Okay, but even before you made this comment, I told you that once General Buhari, former President Buhari, gives you a task, he believes you are in charge. So to that extent, okay, we could say, yes, the president should have fired them. What set of ministers? A lot of them don't actually know their left from their right in terms of leadership, in terms of what to do, okay, in terms of holding that office. However, there is something in law which is called good faith, okay, good
I
faith.
mean, Doctor,
Tinubu-
we also saw how Buhari took about how former President Muhammadu Buhari took about 6 months to form his cabinet, and then most Nigerians believe that okay, he was taking time to pick the best, and just like he said, he actually picked how did they even describe it?
Square pegs
Those
and
that can actually fit.
yeah,
Very
square
good.
pegs and
Those
round
that can
holes.
actually fit. Very good. Those that can actually fit into, those particular areas. But then again, here we are saying they are really not the best.
Yeah,
Should we be blaming them?
square pegs and round holes, okay.
Yes.
These are ministers, a lot of them, you might pick one or two, a lot of them don't know what to do, to be honest. And also I agree with you, yeah. 6 months, was even before the 6 months, he has been there for 30 something years. So, but then again, as I said, okay, there is something that is referred to as good faith. General Buhari did all this in good faith. You understand? And he has seen his experience as a military head of state, tells him a lot about Nigerians. These are people we don't want change, do we? Okay, do we? That was why he introduced the war against indiscipline in 1983. He said, look, start from yourself, join the queue, okay, do the right thing in his office, in your office, do the right thing in your shop. Okay, he introduced it. What happened? We don't want it. We don't want change. That is why that is why we keep having these leaders, because we are not sincere to ourselves. We don't want to do. Look, someone will tell you I'm a Nigerian, I'm a proud Nigerian, okay? But in Nigeria, someone will tell you something, okay? He will speak to you very well. He will convince you. By the time he goes, he will do a different thing. He will do a
But isn't that a system problem? Because we get to have presidents who will come and go, and then maybe after the expiration of their tenure, we hear things like, okay, he was surrounded by, bad people, so to speak. He was actually a good person, but then the people surrounding him were the bad persons there. So isn't it really a system problem, not a personality problem? Because like it or not, maybe after the expiration of this present administration, we would likely say the same thing. The president was a good person, but then
Yeah, well,
his
you see,
ministers, his advisors
that
were
is
the
why
problem.
you have
So,
revolutions. Okay, that is why you have changes. You see, tell me, China was not what it is today. They had Chairman Mao who came and he changed the system. Okay, yeah, Malaysia was not as it is today. An economy, a country that is the pride of Malaysians. Anwar Ibrahim, is the prime minister today, and he's been there for a long time. His people supported him. Okay, Indonesia. Look at all these countries. You always find a system that is faulty. Then you have an individual, a revolutionary, a reformer. Okay, a reformer, Ayatollah Khomeini, for example, in Iran, a reformer will come and reform the system. Okay, but there is one fundamental thing that is important, that is critical, that is imperative. It is actually paramount, which is support. Your people have to support you. We Nigerians never supported President Buhari to lead this change. We've only voted for him, but what Buhari wants is, you cannot put everything on one person. You actually need to do something yourself. And that is why in those countries you see these revolutions happening. I agree with you, it's a system problem. But someone came, if you take out the Second Republic, our foundings, the Sardaunas, the Awolowos, the Zigs, the Akintolas, our foundings, if you take out the only leader in modern day Nigeria who came and said, I want to change this country, is Muhammadu Buhari from 1983. He is, but we never supported him. He will never
Doctor, when
support.
you talk about support, how do you mean support him?
Exactly. Then what I mean by support is, you see, Pius, if you want me to change we live in the same house, right? For example, and you want me to change this house, so many things are wrong. You should start from your own bedroom. Start from yourself. You want a leader, okay, and you want Nigeria to work, and he comes and tells you, okay, I will work for you. I will change the system that you wanted, but I need this support. Please, whatever you are doing, uh, do the right thing. You see, do the right thing. Okay, I give you an instance. Khalifa Umar bin Al-Khattab, one of the caliphs of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He was the leader. He was someone who goes round. He goes round, okay, to check people, check on them. And if you see him, you will not even know that he's the leader. There was a stranger who came to Makkah. He wanted to see him. He met someone, not knowing that it is Khalifa Umar. He said, "Please, I want to go to the Khalifa." He said, "I'm the one." He said, "No, please don't waste my time. How can you be Caliph looking like this?" By the time he went to see the Caliph, he found out that it was Khalifa. So the point I'm trying to make is Khalifa Umar bin Khattab, he used to go around. So there was a woman with her daughter. She used to sell milk, and she used to go around. She used to hide and shorten these portions. So one day, Khalifa Umar was going around, and he was somewhere. He was hearing this woman who hid with her daughter, and the woman was shortening the milk. The daughter told her, "Mommy, please let us not do this thing. It's not right. It's wrong." So the woman said to her, "No, no, no. Look, Khalifa Umar is not here now. Let us just do it and make more money." The daughter said to her, "Mommy, even if Khalif Umar," he was hearing them, "even if Khalif Umar is not here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with us." Okay, so what you need something from a leader, please start from yourself, from your home, from your shop. Do the right thing. Look at what our politicians are doing now. Look at what our public office holders are doing now. You see, someone will be paraded on telling he has stolen 100 billion. What are you going to do with 100 billion? Tell me. Tell me
All
what are
right,
you.
Doctor. For
So,
for
so
for one,
that's important, Pius. We have to start
yes.
from our own end, from our own side. That was what General Buhari, late President Muhammadu Buhari, our leader, that was what he wanted, and he didn't get it. All the revolutions, I repeat, you hear all around the world are because people supported. We have to support the right people. We always detest the right people in leadership. We end up voting people who will come and convince us with money and leave us in penury.
Yeah. I mean, whether we like it or not, in retrospect, if we, look back, we're going to see some of the pros and cons of, the administration of former president, and late actually President Muhammadu Buhari, whether in this civilian rule or even the military regime. But for want of time, I would want you to, share what you think about some of the lessons that Nigerians can draw, some of the resounding lessons from the late president and his death. What are some of the resounding lessons that you think Nigerians can draw from, this incident?
Well, I tell you something. In my second meeting with late President Buhari, he gave me an advice, and I hold that advice there. He said to me that whatever you are doing, do the right thing. And if you believe something is right, stick to it. Okay? If you believe it's right, the right thing, don't change from the right path. Don't change from the right thing. Always do the right thing, stick to the right thing. Okay. So the lessons we can learn from late President Muhammadu Buhari is that please, okay, uphold trust and don't change. You see, if you are in public office, it is a trust, isn't it? Our public office holders, they swear by the Quran, they swear by the Bible, okay, that they will hold trust. Okay, it is a covenant they had or they are having with their creator. But a lot of them go around to do a different thing. Some of them from prejudice. Okay, so don't change. Okay, someone cannot tell you to do the wrong thing when you believe it's wrong. Tell him no. After all, you are actually his boss. Okay, so also integrity pays. That's another lesson. Integrity pays. Okay, in the sense that people now, after his demise, people now mention his name, and the next thing they say is integrity. Somebody said, I know
All right.
President Buhari will not steal my money. That's what he said. He said, I know he will not steal my. You cannot take that away from him. You can't. So integrity pays. Okay, hold trust. This is one thing with former president, late President Buhari. Trust. Somebody gives you trust. Public office, private. Hold it. Hold it.
All right.
Okay,
I think
and you
this
see,
is, yes.
our leaders have to learn that this is transcend. Okay, a lot of them were there right in their very eyes. This man, our former leader, our former president, was laid to rest. Okay, so at the end of the day, everything will just come to vanity upon vanity. This wealth you are amassing, where are you going with it? It's not yours. It's not yours. Why do you need
Right.
100 houses for? How many beds can you sleep on? This is what Buhari thinks. This is how he thinks. This is how he thinks. How many beds? How many
Right.
houses do you want to have? He has 2 houses in the and Kaduna. He had one account, one bank account.
Right. Doctor, I think that's a better place to, draw the curtains on today's edition of the show. I mean, late President Muhammadu Buhari, his destiny, took him to that point where, it finally read the verdict of this is the end of it. And then, just like you mentioned, this is one man that we all know with that particular name, Mr. Integrity, Megaskia, and all. And then we just pray that his soul continue to rest in peace. And from the